We have Shirley with us this morning, Shirley Pearson from ActionCOACH iNala in Umhlanga. Shirley, I have heard so much about ActionCOACH and it keeps coming up. So I'm very excited that you're here with us this morning. You're wearing a few hats. It's Eco Collective. I want to know what you're doing for the Ignition competition and then exactly what ActionCOACH is, because everyone that mentions ActionCOACH talks about how much it helped them personally and particularly business-wise. So welcome to Plays It In.
Thank you so much for having me.
Isn't it a great little corner we've got here, hey?
It's awesome. The energy is tremendous.
You've been watching us try to shoot some hoops in the studio. You can have a go just now. We'll see how good.
We'll see whether sports coaching or business coaching is my thing.
Yeah, exactly. So Shirley, let's get straight into it. ActionCOACH, as you just said, whether it's sports or business coaching. Mo was even asking, is this a sports coaching thing? And I was like, no, I believe it's just business coaching. Do you want to tell us a bit about ActionCOACH?
Yeah, definitely. We're not sports coaches. So, people build businesses, and the stats in terms of the success of business is rather dismal. 80% go out of business in the first 5 years. Those that those that get through the first 5 years, 80% go out in the second 5 years. So to build a business is quite a thing. But we know how to build businesses, and we know how to work with business owners to help them to take their business from wherever they are, right from a startup, right into more mature businesses, to scale them, to take them to the next level. So if you think about sport, you wouldn't think about having a team and putting them on a field in a big tournament without a coach.
Exactly.
And a business is so much more intricate. It's got so many more moving parts. There's so much at stake, so we find that by working with business owners and giving them that coaching, that accountability, we get great results. We have a lot of fun doing it.
What do you, from the ActionCOACH perspective, AI, is it a big plus for businesses or is it a downfall?
Yeah, so absolutely, AI, this is going to take over the world.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be worse off for it. And, there's lots of fear. And I think it's like anything. There's good that comes out of things and there's some bad that comes out of things. So at the moment, AI is moving fast. We would like it to even move faster to some extent. Like, why isn't this getting this right?
Yeah.
And I think that what AI is doing is that it's really helping business owners with repetitive stuff.
Yes.
Stuff that can be documented, stuff that can be repeated, which is actually great news because it then frees up humans to be humans, which is the creativity, the thought, to the expansion of how do I make the world better? How do I make my business better? So they're freed up from that than from the manual task. So, a lot going on in that space, but at this stage, I think that we're seeing a very positive impact on business.
So ActionCOACH began in 1993 in Australia. And it is now franchised in, I believe, over 80 countries.
Correct.
Obviously, South Africa being one of them. It's a lot, eh?
That's many.
That is many, yes.
Yeah, so we started, Brad Sugar's a cheeky Australian, and sort of he moved the sort of head office of it to Vegas some time ago now. And it's really been going over 30 years. So really what I find is useful for our business owners that we work with is that we're not making this up. We've got 30 years experience. We've got a very deep toolbox. The diversity of business owners that we work with, not only in the industries but in the countries, means that our coaching is very rich, and we are always communing with our community. I've just got back from India, where we had our global conference.
Wow.
And the whole purpose of that is for us to get better so that we can be better coaches for our clients. So a very dynamic space.
Okay, so I'm going to use Mo as an example. Mo is an actual business owner. He's got a coffee shop called Roast Rebel Coffee. Give the
68 candidate numbers.
But so if he wanted to get action coaching, first of all, is there any business that's too small? Secondly, how do you find a coach? Like, do I get hold of someone and they give us the coaching, or do I specifically say I want Shirley? And thirdly, is it something you do forever?
Yeah, so yes, there are businesses that are too small to invest in business coaching. Sometimes if you really, and you don't have the money to invest in business coaching, you might need to read a book, the podcast. We live in the information age. What we do is out there. We don't hang on to what we know. We like to share it. because, we want to come in and be able to give a return on the investment. So at the entry level, we run group programs where we'll put a group together. We take them through a 6-month program. It's super dynamic. You get to actually implement it in your business straight away and start actually making movement.
And is this online, or do you meet up physically?
We do both. Most of ours we do in person wherever we can, but we interchange with online depending on our clients, depending on what's going on. So we can do both. Transactional coaching works really well online. Transformative coaching tends to work better in person from our experience.
And you just said if your business can afford it. I'm just going to jump straight to it because that's obviously what someone's going to ask. What are we looking at per?
Yes,
is it session course? How do you pay?
The group coaching programs start at 4,000 Rand a month and that's paid over 6 months, so it's 4 times 6. The one-on-one coaching will start at anywhere from 14,500
a month.
Yes. So, you've got to have the capacity to get a return on investment. In fact, we guarantee our return.
Oh, really?
That within 3 months, you will have a return on your investment. And what that is different for different people. For some people, it's, I need to make more money. For others, is that I'm making enough money, but I'm really getting frustrated with our efficiencies or our team. So every business is at a different stage. In terms of their growth. And you asked, how long can business coaching go on for? Well, to build a business from scratch to maturity, if you really are hitting it, you've got some good luck, probably got a coach, to be perfectly honest, it's going to take you 5 to 7 years. And what is your advantage at the early stages becomes your disadvantage at your later stages. So, business starts with everything that is brilliant about the business owner, and then as he builds that business, then he bottlenecks the business into himself. So how do you then take it to the next level? So a business owner who's got 5 employees and a business owner who has 50 employees, their challenges are very different in terms of it. And at the end of the day, as you look at the more mature businesses, we're really working with business owners who are needing somebody in their corner. It's a lonely place being a business owner. You're needing somebody who can bounce things off. You're needing somebody to hold you accountable. And there's a reason why you call it a blind spot. You can't see it. Right?
Yeah.
So who is it? Your employees can't tell you you're stuffing up.
Yeah.
Your wife or your husband doesn't want to get involved in that space either. Definitely don't want to involve the bank manager. So who's in the corner? So, how do you get better? And it's you versus you. Exactly. Yes. And as I say to my business owners that I meet with, when you're running a good business, the margin for improvement is small. You've got to start paying attention to the detail, the small things. When you're running a bad business, there are 5 million things that you can do. Just actually get a grip on yourself, read a good book, bring a bit of discipline. You could probably even do it on your own. But when you're running a good business, how do you get better? Because that margin for improvement becomes smaller.
Shirley, if someone listening right now, they don't have the $4,000 maybe for the group, they certainly don't have the 14.5. And yes, we know we need to look up the right things when we look up the video or the book to find. But if you were going to give me and Mo, both business owners, new business owners, maybe the main tips or like just a pointer that you wouldn't mind sharing, that you say, I usually tell 99.9% of new businesses this piece of advice.
Sure. That's a big one. Okay. So I think the most important is, where do you spend your time? All right. Where do you, as a person, because you can always make more money, you can't make more time. So it's your time. When you start out in business, where are you as a business owner spending your time? And what happens is we tend to get stuck in the reactive stuff. We tend to go, we're reactionary. So if you go into Stephen Covey's matrix, time matrix, you get stuck in the thing that's important and urgent. And that's just a hamster wheel. You're just going to spin it. And you're always waiting for something to happen, and then I will do this. So you've got to set time aside for the stuff that's important but not urgent. And by forcing yourself into allocate that time, you've got to say, well, what the hell am I going to do in this time? I've got all this urgent stuff, people seeing me, I've got customers to see, I've got, the stuff that's so compelling that I have to do. Now I've got to allocate 4 to 5 hours in the week to the stuff that's important but not urgent. And the brain's going to go, what the hell is that? Oh, well, now I could ask Claude, I could AI it, I can look up a book, and so an easy way to be introduced to us is we do have seminars from time to time. We host them normally at the Oyster Box. It's a morning, it's 450 Rand.
Oh, doable.
I mean, it's absolutely, and I always say, I've been in business for over 30 years. I last earned a salary check, I can't even remember when. And I always say, if I had been able to go to a seminar like that back when I started out in business, it would have changed my life. Whether I would have gone to the seminar now, that's a question I can't be sure of.
Do you think it's possible to be truly in love with your work? Do you think it's possible to be in joy and also be in business?
I love my work. I absolutely know it's possible because that's what I live. I think work's got a bad rap.
Yes.
Work's become this terrible thing that we have to, and thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
No, it serves a purpose. It gives us, even if we're not loving what we do, it gives us dignity. Wouldn't we rather be at work than wondering how we're going to make a living, how we're going to feed ourselves, what we're going to do? So even if we're not in a perfect place, even if we're not in a place where we love our actual work that we're doing, it can be a stepping stone. What are we learning? We've got the saying, you've got to learn before you can earn. So if you're in a job that you don't love, what are you learning from the job? What are the opportunities to learn? Because that's your springboard to something else. But if you just rock up every day and you get through the mundane, and, your world is just closed off. So all the opportunities that are out there are just flying past you. You can't even see them.
Sure.
In fact, in your world, you don't even believe they exist.
I heard something maybe in the last week, and it was also a podcast talking about your business, and they broke it down to your busyness. So what's keeping you busy? And he said, stop thinking about the fact that you're going to work and ask yourself, how am I being of service to my community? Because in essence, whatever you're doing, if you're cleaning sneakers, how you're of service to community. If you're in a radio station, if you're an action coach. So when you get up in the morning and you go to what you consider work, it's like, how am I serving today? And what a different way to look at that. Because you are so important. What you're doing is so important. And if you don't think it's so important, you're definitely in the wrong space.
100%. I get it a lot where there's a lot of frustration, particularly the bigger businesses, with accountability of teams, And through that, I might have occasion to actually work with some of the senior executive teams. And the question I would say to them is, what is the additional value you have provided to this business? Because if you are just providing the same value that the next guy would provide, because that's your job, you're the ops director, so ops director does this, that's so generic. You can't command more in return, because you're just giving generically what any other half reasonable guy who wouldn't get fired, who would keep the job, is giving.
And you become replaceable.
100% replaceable. Whereas if you bring and you can demonstrate additional value, no employer in the world is going to want to lose that person, and they're going to reward it because it's worth their while.
Like coffee and comedy.
Yeah.
Eh? Where else can you get coffee and comedy?
Coffee, cakes, and comedy.
Yeah, coffee, cakes,
Yes.
and comedy. Yeah, there's it. Yeah.
You are part of Eco Collective, correct?
I am.
And the Ignition competition. And if I know, look, if you've been listening and watching, you know about Ignition. But on your Eco Collective app, on the very top left, there's a trophy icon. Click on the trophy icon. Tells you everything about the Ignition competition, which has up to R500,000 rands worth of prizes. Not just prizes. It's not just like, here, winner, take this and go. This is business support for the year. How are you, an action coach, getting involved with this business that wins Ignition?
Yeah, so we're going to take them through a year of coaching.
Sure. How's that?
Yeah. And I mean, we'll be tracking that journey. We'll be able to show the results. We'll be able to. So that's absolutely
It's massive.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, Mel and I have been working together for a while, and when we wanted to do the competition, we were looking at, we can have a whole competition. You can win a spa day and a weekend away and all of that.
Nice,
kind
but
of
how's
thing.
that?
Absolutely awesome. But at the end of the day, if we can support a business owner
Teach us how to fish.
grow a business, teach them how to fish, but business owners add value to the community. We talk about creating employment. Where is this employment going to come from? In an AI age, which is in the immediate going to reduce numbers, government are bloated, corporate are shedding it. So in my mind, our whole being in terms of a stable economy is dependent on our business owners getting out there and building businesses.
And succeeding.
Because they are going to provide the work opportunities which then give people's lives dignity, means to look after their families. And from there we can move forward.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
If someone is listening or watching and this is really talking to them, whether it's a seminar or one-on-one coaching or the group coaching, Shirley, how do they get hold of you? And the next question is going to be, because it is franchised, and I'm not sure how these franchises work, but if we got lots of people watching from Joburg, Bloem, Cape Town, is it best to find the nearest action coach to you? Or if someone's really resonating with you, can you work with someone who's based in Cape Town or Bloem or Pretoria or somewhere else?
Yeah, absolutely. The coaching is a personal thing. So we found that my fellow action coach colleagues, they're fantastic. They're really good at what they do. But we do find that people resonate with different coaches.
Of course.
So that's not an issue. So the easiest way to get hold of us is just go to ActionCOACH.com, not .co.za. You can, if you remember, ActionCOACH.com, iNala, you'll get through to us, and we'll redirect you. We redirect people who we think will be a better fit in Johannesburg if they're wanting one-to-one, or even Cape Town or wherever. We'll redirect you. We know our business and we know where you'll fit in, and we can guide you from there. So that's not an issue.
There's a message coming through for you, Shirley. Do you do action coaching in other languages? Is it only in English, or can you get action coached in Afrikaans, Xhosa, Zulu?
Yeah, thanks. That's a great question. So I speak Zulu, but I wouldn't try and coach in Zulu. I don't think I'm fluent enough for that. We do have coaches that will coach in Afrikaans.
Okay.
And then if you want to go into different languages, I can pretty much refer you to a coach.
Because of the other
somewhere in the world.
countries, so Spanish, French.
French. Our IP's been converted into most Portuguese, so I can definitely redirect you into all the other languages.
ActionCOACH.com.
Correct.
And right now, if you haven't already downloaded the Echo Collective app, please do that. You will obviously see Action Coach on there as well, on your Echo Collective app. And then top left is that icon of the trophy. Click it there. All the information about the Ignition competition is there. It is open to absolutely anyone with a business. And after we spoke to Mel, she even said you can be a brand new business. This is the point. It is
100%.
absolutely there to help you, not if you aren't already set up properly, to make sure that all the corners are not cut and that everything is in the right place. And a year's worth of action coaching, that's really setting yourself up for success.
100%. No, it's really, if you want to start a business, or you've got a business, even if you've got a good business, okay? So it's a little bit of, the Shark Tanky idea.
Yes.
And we really want the competition entrance to be in by October.
Yes.
So that we can start the screening process around that. So I really would encourage, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You might as well give it a go.
Before I let you go, and I know it's really time for news, so we at PlayZN, we've been going now for almost 2 years. Is that too late to start the coaching? Have we already got maybe bad habits that are unhabitable? You know what I mean? Are we fixable?
Yeah, you definitely are, as long as you want to be fixable.
Of course.
Yeah. No. So you know what? Also, this idea that you're broken isn't really useful. You are where you are in your business journey, and so really we'll find you where you are, and then we'll take you to where you want to go to. That's our job in the shortest possible time.
Wow.
As much as I'd love it to be a complete linear thing, life is never linear. It does have its ups and downs. But our job is to find you where you are. And I've got businesses that I work with that are 30, 40 years old. You know, I've got businesses that have been around generationally. I mean, we do a lot of coaching around generational transition. I mean, the stat there is horrible. Only 20% of third generation hold it together. So we do a lot of coaching in that space. So the age doesn't matter. It's just that you've got to have a hunger to take your business from where it is to where you want it to be. And we will walk that journey with you.
ActionCOACH.com. Do your business a favor.
ActionCOACHSouthAfrica.com if you want to stay within the South African context.
Okay,
Yeah.
ActionCOACHSouthAfrica.com. Shirley, thank you so much for being here with us. I hope CEO, you're listening. Best you get some budget together. We need Shirley. Make some budget for Shirley. This is Play ZN.